and lift off.
Hey everyone, we're on month 2 and we're talking about mentors. This one is really near and dear to my heart because without mentors, we would never be able to accomplish all the things we want to do in the short period of time that we're trying to do it. So what or who is a mentor? Mentors are the ones who have already made all the mistakes that you and I are probably gonna make or would have made. They've already made them all, so you can learn from them and leapfrog ahead of where you would be if you hadn't spoken to them. You want to tap into their wisdom because to try and learn everything on your own will take you way longer than Mission 35, what you're trying to accomplish here. So mentors make this a lot easier, and they're there to pick you up along the way and give you a different perspective of what your problems are when you're staring at them because, like I said, they've encountered them, they can help you look at things differently. I had a number of mentors, from work associates, managers, friends, family like my dad that I talked about, and of course books. So mentors can even teach us how not to act. And sometimes the lessons that we learn from the mentors that we don't really go out and choose are just as valuable as the ones from the mentors that you do go and choose. I'll give you an example of a mentor that I had that taught me everything not to do. I had a bank manager that knew how to take credit for everything that happened. If the Toronto Maple Leafs won the Stanley Cup, this guy would tell you that he was responsible for it. Just so you know, he was a bank manager in my hometown of Hamilton and had nothing to do with hockey, but he would find a way to tie it back and take credit for it. So what I was learned from this Nimrod was that I would never ever take credit away from my coworkers, teammates, people that I worked with for accomplishments that they made. You know what, in hindsight it's funny, I should actually be thanking this guy because he was the catalyst that made me leave the bank and go on to my own career starting my own business. So you know what? Thanks. You know who you are. So how do you find a mentor? You really need to be two things. You need to be curious and you need to be courageous. Courageous enough in that you may have a teacher, you may even have a friend's mother or father that you really admire, and what you need to do is you need to reach out to these people. Don't be shy. Tell them that you appreciate them, tell them that you really admire what they do, and they will be more than happy to share their wisdom with you. That's where you need the courage to go and ask them. These people will love to share information with you if you ask them. You'll be surprised by the results that you'll get. But don't be shy, be courageous, have the courage to go and ask them. And be curious. Take a look around. If you're not totally in love with what you're doing right now, be curious with other people in your life that are really successful and have things that maybe you want to go and ask them. Get to know them. Do you know that number one thing people like to talk about? It's themselves. So ask someone about themselves and they'll be more than happy to tell you. I'll never forget Frank. I didn't know it at the time when I was in my career, but he is someone that I continually try and emulate every single day in my business right now. He was someone that always had and taught me about an open door policy. In hindsight, this man was probably one of the busiest men that I ever knew, but you would never know it. You could walk into his office because the door was always open and he would always stop what he was doing and he'd say, "Brian, how are things going today? What can I help you with?" He would make you feel like the most important person on the planet no matter what was going on in his day. I learned from him because he never put people off. I learned to put people first. I learned that it's so important to make people feel special. Since his door was always open, he truly taught me how to put people first. It's one of the biggest lessons I learned, and he was one of my best mentors, even though I didn't even know it at the time. For your accountability assignment, I want you to pick 5 people in your current industry that are absolute rock stars in it. People that are better than you, people who have had tremendous amounts of success, and I want you to write them down. In addition to that, I want you to write down one person who you despise in your industry, who you hate. I want you to put these 6 people down and I want you to send it in to our Mission 35 website because our team there is going to help hold you accountable to these people. In our coming videos, we're going to teach you exactly how to approach these people because I know some of you are shy, some of you don't know how to do it. We're giving you the tools and the resources coming up in the next couple of videos on how to make the most and grow those relationships. Our next video is specifically going to go into who these mentors are for, family included, and what that entails. All right, guys, I'm proud of you. Stay focused and make this a fabulous day.